soft place in my heart, so as well as New York. So it's always good to have this platform to chat as well as to discuss various components. So thank you all for having me again as well.
Okay, now let's begin. My name is Farah Abbas, and I'm the marketing officer of PFL Pakistan Education. I'm here to take the interview of Mr. Andrew Yang, who is the country representative of Adelphi University, US. Is there anything that you would like to add into your introduction, sir?
Sure. Well, thank you all once again so much for having me here today. And thank you all to our students in the virtual audience. It's my absolute pleasure to talk a little bit more about Adelphi University, located in one of the greatest cities in the world, New York, as well as the New York City and Garden City. So once again, thank you so much for having me here today, as well as for attending the session.
So let's begin with the interview. My first question is that what is the QS and THE ranking of Adelphi University?
Sure. So we're talking about different ranking components. In the US, we generally utilize the US News and World Report. So within that, pretty much that benchmark, we're ranked in some of the top tier programs, top 20% in the US, officially ranked number 170 from the Princeton Review, ranked as some of the best universities in the Northeast. That's where New York is located, as well as part of the AACSB accredited universities, which is generally the top 5% of business programs in the world. So a great place to study as well as pursue your education.
My next question is that how this university will help students in their visa interviews?
Absolutely. So one of the great aspects of Adelphi University is providing additional support to really help students walk them throughout the process. We have an amazing enrollment services team that is solely dedicated towards helping students with their mock visa interview prep, from really making sure that they are aware of what type of questions are generally asked in the visa interview, what type of questions to expect, as well as how to really be able to present themselves to the visa officials. And that really starts from step one. So each student will have a designated enrollment services advisor to help them throughout their process.
Oh, yes, sir. What are the entry requirements for undergrad and postgraduate Adelphi University?
Absolutely. So for direct admission from an undergraduate perspective, roughly equating to about a 3.0 US GPA. Essentially what that means is about an average of your secondary school certificate, as well as your higher secondary school certificate within the amount of 50% or above. If you're looking to, let's say, submit your AS A-levels, about 96 UCAS points. If you're coming in from an IGCSE or an O-level or even a GCSE component, about 5 Bs or above to qualify for direct entry for undergraduate programs. If you're looking to come for a master's program, roughly it depends on the type of major you're looking for. Some majors might be equivalent to a US GPA of 3.0. Some might be between a 3.25. However, we always have room in between to assist students, each particular student throughout their application process.
What is your tuition fee structure for the undergrad and postgraduate students?
Absolutely. So for direct admission for our undergraduate students, the general, I would say, yearly tuition cost, yearly being 2 semesters, for example, fall and spring, you're looking in the amount of roughly about 41,000. And we have amazing scholarships, generally in the amount of up to 25,000 per year. In terms of graduate programs for direct admission for graduate programs, roughly equating to about 16,000 for the first semester, and tuition and scholarships available as well per year in the amount of 3,000 to 5,000.
Okay. What about postgraduate? Same?
Yeah, so postgraduate will be in the first semester about 16,000 with 3,000 to 5,000 per year for scholarships.
Can the students do part-time job for studying at your university?
Absolutely. So this is something that is quite common across just universities in general in the United States, where students are able to find and procure student worker positions. They're generally in the fall and spring semester because students are studying full-time in the amount of up to 20 hours per week. They are available. We have students who either might work in per department. I've had students, undergraduate students, work in the Department of Information Technology or even IT, helping with that department, School of Business, Arts and Sciences, Health Services. dining facilities, just maintenance facilities, the bookstore, the library, the list goes on and on. Tour guides, we've had numerous international students also lead tours for potential domestic and international students as well. And they're all available. Those are your traditional part-time positions. And for graduate students, some students might look to procure those positions as well as look for graduate assistantships, which are also available at the university.
Does your prestigious university allow students to get the IELTS waiver or accepting any alternative English test like Duolingo or Word placement test?
Yeah. So when students are looking to apply to the US, they generally will either submit an IELTS or TOEFL. Let's say a student, for example, is pursuing a master's degree and they studied in the undergraduate, let's say in the UK, for example, or even in Canada, then they're able to have English waivers. However, if a student graduated from an institution in Pakistan or internationally, generally we will require an English proficiency exam. We do accept Duolingo for the fall intake, and fall intake is still available, as well as ITEP, which is an international testing for English placement. That is an online assessment that is also acceptable for admission. So there's different types of exams that are accepted. So one of the great things that I always tell students is to work closely with their advisors to see exactly what type of English requirements is acceptable, as well as exams.
Do we have to present financial documents to get I-20 and is sponsorship acceptable? If
Yes.
yes, then what's the process?
Absolutely. So when students apply and they receive their conditional offer, which means they have been conditionally accepted to the program, whichever it may be for undergrad or graduate programs. In addition, some of the documents they will complete, one will be what's called a certificate of finance, which generally asks the question of who is sponsoring a particular student. It can be parents, grandparents, relatives. Each particular sponsor will also fill out what's called an affidavit of support, which generally says the amount that they will be sponsoring as well as their relation to that particular student. In addition, besides the certificate of finance, students will also get what's called the I-20 request form, essentially, which is outlining the type of bank statements that a student should have in their particular program. So for undergraduate students, generally an amount of about 67 to 69,000. That is not what you will pay, but that is what the university generally recommends students to budget from tuition, housing, expenses, etc. And in terms of graduate students, very similar process, and that is an yearly estimate. Once again, on your I-20, that does not mean what you will pay. It's just what the general US government as well as university dictates a student should be able to have.
How much does it cost for living there?
Sure. So for undergraduate students in the first year, they generally will be enrolled in housing. And it really depends on which options you choose. The general cost really varies. Some students want to have either, let's say, triple rooms with air conditioning. Some students might want double occupancy. So it kind of generally ranges. But the general cost for undergraduate students in accommodations generally fluctuate between about 4,600 or 4,600 to about 6,300 per semester. Graduate students are not required to live on housing the first semester, even the second semester as well. And generally, most graduate students find accommodations around the university. Some of my students secure housing in the amount of roughly between $450 to $900 per month.
What are your famous subjects for Pakistani students at your prestigious university, and is it different ranking of each department?
Yeah. So I would say one of the most popular programs generally dwell in the amount or in the vicinity of what's called STEM designated majors. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Essentially, what a STEM degree offers students is an additional 2 years on top of their 1 year OPT, which means if you graduate in a STEM designated major in the United States, you're able to work up to 3 years after graduate. So some of those courses, if you're looking at arts and sciences, you're talking about biology, applied mathematics, data science, computer science, environmental science. Those are STEM designated programs. Exercise science from a graduate level, also designated as a STEM program. For graduate students, some of the popular programs will generally be an MBA, and we have such a wide range of specializations within the MBA program, from accounting, finance, health services administration, human resources management, management itself, information systems, marketing, and sports management. And for some of our STEM designated programs within School of Business, supply chain management, quite popular, as well as business analytics, which is, I would say, within the College of Business as well as business industries, the #1 growth trajectory. From an undergraduate level, I would say some of the most popular majors generally stem within computer science, information systems, as well as components within film and media.
What scholarship opportunities do your university provide? Does university provide?
Yeah, great question. The scholarship is something that the university really aims towards providing students. In talking about from undergraduate level, roughly up to 25,000 per year. On average, I would say students secure roughly between 20 to 23,000 per year for undergraduate students, which is essentially about half your tuition costs, which is a great aspect. For graduate students, roughly per year between 3 to 5,000.
What scholarship? Okay. What accommodation your institute provides and how costly it is?
Sure. So for undergraduate students on the first year, they're required to live on campus, and the housing cost roughly fluctuates between 4,600 to about 6,300 per semesters. And as mentioned, for graduate students, they generally tend to live off campus. There's numerous off-campus accommodations around the university. Some students are looking to go on our website, go to the off-campus housing resources, and able to generally partner up with other students that are graduate students or other seniors within undergraduate programs that are looking to live off campus. And the general amount is between 450 to 900.
So, what are the main attractions of your location and support for the international students?
Absolutely. So one of the key factors obviously is the location, right? Anywhere you go to, and I'm sure some of you might have friends or family who visited or live or studied in New York. It's one of the most, I would say, idyllic cities all across the globe. Referred to as the Big Apple, the concrete jungle, the city that never sleeps. That's true. The Empire State. I mean, it's just such a wide range of access and opportunities, especially for students who are looking to really secure positions in a wide range of multinational corporations. If you're looking to have careers in finance, I mean, what better than to study, in a university that is just minutes away from Wall Street? Partnerships with various companies that are on the New York Stock Exchange. And Adelphi really provides that benefit where students are able to really enjoy two particular environments. They're able to study in our main campus and really enjoy what it is to study at a traditional American campus, really quintessential. The campus, our main campus, is actually a registered National Arboretum. Pretty much it's like an amazing garden, and then you have such a wide range of access there. And then in about 45 minutes, be in downtown Manhattan. So really, you're able to enjoy two distinct particular attractions within the city campus, as well as our main campus, where individuals are able to enjoy all the range of access from networking, partnerships, placements, as well as key opportunities in those regards.
My next question is about does the university provide job placements to the students?
Yep. So we have an amazing career services department that is really geared towards providing opportunities for all students. And a lot of our students generally don't graduate unless they themselves want to take internships. A lot of students are looking to do internships during their time, which is, of course, amazing opportunity for you to really build upon your profile. And every semester, the department really helps students kind of ask those questions and what type of industries are they looking to apply for? What are the key metrics that employers are looking for within their professionals that they're hiring, and how can our students build upon those profiles? So a lot of students have opportunities to really build upon their resumes or cover letters, participate in co-op internships, as well as really expand their network amongst with their professors, with employers, as well as networking opportunities within the city.
What different safety measures are taken by your university against corona pandemic for the international students?
So within the state of New York as well, from the beginning, there were generally mask mandate ordinance on-campus students were wearing masks, same as staff, and as well as faculty. The US, just in general, we've actually crossed over 50% of the population in the United States being vaccinated. And the goal of the Biden administration is to have that number up to about 71% across the United States within July. And that's something that state of New York is also taking to heart. And we're looking to have more and more vaccinations. For you as a student, you're able to receive vaccinations when you come on campus. Those are available for you. In terms of sterilizations, that's something that has begun in the past year, where classrooms are sterilized, sanitation centers all across campus, temperature checks. Our health services department is also available year round to really assist students throughout their time as well.
So is your university currently accepting the applications?
Yes. So our deadline has been extended to mid-July. However, that doesn't mean that you wait until mid-July to apply. That's when you're submitting all of your I-20 documents. For the fall semester, our moving date is August 23rd. Applications are still open, so please make sure to complete application as soon as possible prior to mid-July.
Does your university accept students on predicted grades of OA levels and HSCC predicted results?
Yeah, great question. So in terms of O levels, generally students will have a statement of results, which they're able to submit, and we can also verify that. For AS and A levels, we can accept predictive marks, but for O levels, we will need to have a statement of results.
Final words on your current situation and some positivity to encourage the students who are willing to apply in your university.
Absolutely. So one of the really important, I would say, just notes, and this is across just universities in the U.S. as well as the environment. The U.S. Has always been an ideal destination for international students as well as professionals to really kickstart their journey, whether it's in the academics or within career opportunities. And that's something that has never really gone away. And we really look forward to welcoming students. Our classes will generally be predominantly in person. So we're looking to welcome students to really enjoy an amazing experience studying with faculty members that have years of knowledge as well as exposure towards helping them increase their profile. Really studying in one of the greatest cities in the world where they're able to enjoy not only a traditional campus, but also really utilizing the city resources towards expanding their career opportunities. And that's something that really takes into heart about some of the amazing benefits for Adelphi University. For international students, you have an amazing wraparound support systems built in place towards your success, whether it's academic advising, free tutoring services, numerous cultural support to make sure you're integrated well into the community, numerous information hubs to really get you adjusted, career development, as I mentioned, in partnership with career services, as well as some of the amazing executive events that are really held in New York. We've had VPs of numerous Fortune 500 and 1000 companies come to our students to network, to interview. Our students visited the New York Chamber of Commerce. They generally have tours amazing companies in New York, from Goldman Sachs, Merrill Lynch, Bank of America, Financial Wall Street District. I mean, you name it, and we will generally have partnerships and connections in those institutions. And that's some of the great benefits of why students look to study at Adelphi University. There are students who really want the best of both worlds, studying at a quintessential American university while also studying in the greatest city in the world.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add which will be helpful for the international students?
Sure. So one of the key, I would say, metric is to really not delay your studies. I know I've had some students just ask, what is the best time for me to arrive in the US? Well, time is now. Don't delay. Fall semester just across the United States, the US is reopening economy, and you don't want to be left behind in that reopening situation. From safe environment classrooms, really just a safe learning environment is something that we've institutionalized across campus since last year. We've had students study in person, remote, hybrid, and the fall semester, as I mentioned, we'll look to have more in-person classes. Clubs, organizations are looking to resume back on campus, so you're really able to enjoy the quintessential American university experience. And that's some of the great aspects of studying in the US, as well as for students studying, looking to study at Adelphi University.
Thank you very much for your precious time. I hope this session is going to be helpful for our students who are willing to apply at this university. That's all from my side. Goodbye.
Thank you
Have a
so much
nice
for that.
day.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice day.